Hey guys, alright, so Akolade is here. Top of the evening to you. I'm so happy to be here. Like I said in the first live audio, a big thank you to my host, Mr. David Akinwale. So if you can hear me, kindly just say hi in the comment section so I will know you here. And let me tell you this before we move further. You may be hearing some background noises. I'm just a stone throw to the street, so you may be hearing some vehicle movements and all that. So do not bother about that. Just focus basically on what I am telling you. You're welcome here, Mr. David Akinwale. Good to have you here. Good evening, sir. Yes, I want to have one more person. I think someone else is here. So if you're here, just tell me you're here so I can personally welcome you here. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. You are welcome. I welcome everybody here. I welcome everybody here. Please let me know if you are here. If you can hear me, tell me you can also hear me. Tell me you can hear me. Tell me you can hear me if you can hear. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. David. Alright. Do we have any one more person? Do we have any other person? Alright. Okay, I think without waiting for other people, we can just move on, as I believe other people are gonna come here to meet us. They're gonna come here to meet us. Okay, so today I'll be talking about the basic skill of content creation, or content creation that is here. You're welcome here, Mr. Eniola and me and Boluwaji Ojubanire. You're welcome here. I welcome everybody here. You are all loved. You all loved. Okay, so we kick off. Talking about content creation, I'm going to be coming as plain as possible. I will say content creation, I am of the opinion that everybody here has one way or the other come across the term content creation. And if you've not come across the term, definitely you must have come across content itself. And that means remember I told you in the beginning of this broadcast, remember hearing car movements. I'm very close to the street and the road, so kindly bear that part of me and a better part of me, because that's where I am now. Okay, so like I said, you must have come across content. You watch videos, you read news. Even as I'm talking to you now, this is a content that I'm sharing with you here. And aside that too, you're on Facebook, you read blog posts, you surf the net. Everything you do revolves around content. And content is, for me, a lifestyle. And when I say content is a lifestyle, because anybody on earth, in fact, anything on earth breathes content. Anything on earth breathes content. From the air that we feel, the feeling that we get from that air is the effect of the content that the air is bringing out. If you look at car is bringing out a content, that's a sound. If you look at your table, a table is telling you a content of comfort. Everything on this earth births and breathes content. You're welcome here. Favor Ifeoma and Akombimayowa, you're welcome here. So everything around you, they are all passing one message or the other. You're welcome here, Federica. everything around you, you're passing one message or the other. Welcome here, hairstyle. So there is content basically everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. Now, the beautiful thing about content is this: it passes a message. It passes a message. Content passes a message, and it depends on the message that you're receiving from that content before you can actually know basically what it is telling you. That the message content is passing across. When you read a blog post, you really need to get a particular message from that blog post. And if you're reading a Facebook content is there to inform you, to inspire you, to make you, to touch your emotions. Those are the reasons why people write content. You're welcome here, Felix. So for you today, I'm going to be opening you to some things about content creation, most of which you might know, but I will just see this as an opportunity for you to begin to know this thing more and take it more serious. You're welcome here, Uncle. So that by the time you get to hear these things again, you will now begin to take them seriously. Begin to take them very, very serious. So let's talk about content here. When we talk about content creation, I told you the other time, I said everywhere you turn to, you get content. Content basically in this that we're talking about personal brands here. So for content simply means any form of media that is used to pass a message. Any form of media that is used to pass a message. And in doing that, from our world, we have been able to come across basically two major forms of content, and that is the oral and the written. Now, the written one is the one you read online, you read on Facebook, on your social media platforms, on blog posts and on the likes. While the oral one is of two types. We have the audio and we have the audiovisual. We have the audio and we have the audiovisual. For the audio basically is what you know, like a radio, like I'm talking to you now. This is audio. It's a content that I'm sharing here. I'm passing a message. Then for the audiovisual, that is your infographics or your videos. You get your videos. That is content. Now, creation simply means to create. So what does content creation mean in short? Content creation simply means creating content. That is creating, passing message via audio, via videos, via writing. So that is content creation. And having known this, let me take you back to something. Most of you listening to me now, you might have, not even you might, it's something that you've done. You went to secondary school. Most of you also went to university and you are a graduate. What this thing tells you is this: the textbooks that you are given to read, the videos you go to YouTube to watch, the podcasts you listen to, all of these things are content by someone. And one thing about them is this: you may not be closer to that person, but you can never forget the person. You can never forget the impact the person is having on you right there. We all read about Isaac Newton for the science student. And for the art student, you read about William Shakespeare and his works. That is telling you that in this world that we are today, the only people that can be recognized are the producers. Enough of being a consumer. You have to move from being a consumer to a producer. And another word for producing is creating. So if you want to be celebrated, if you want to keep making impact, if you want to achieve your goal, it is important that you become a creator. So in this format, what you are creating, the media at which you're going to pass the message across, is what we're going to be learning here today. Can you hear me, please? Because I'm seeing some people saying the network is not best. Can you hear me? Please just type it if you can hear me. Please tell me if you can hear me. Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, just type I can hear you, sir. Hello, let someone type I can hear you if you can hear me. Because I'm seeing some people say the network is not best in their area. Okay, you can hear me. Tuning here. Well done. Great. So that means you can kick off. Alright. So why do we create content? Why do we create content? Why do you have to write every day on Facebook? Why do you have to speak? Why do you have to record videos? Why am I here with you? Why do we create content? We create content for a lot of reasons, and the reason is best known to the results that we want to achieve. So regardless of why you're creating content, you should understand that you're creating content because of what you want to get from that content. The result that you're going to get from the content should be the ultimate decision maker for you. Okay, thank you very much, ACN and Buluwaji. So why do we create content? Let's quickly dissect that. The first reason why you create content is for visibility. It's for visibility. It is not enough that you sit at the comfort of your home and you're there and you want the world to know you. The one way you can do that is via content creation. You can either share your content in video format, you can share your content in audio format like podcasting, you can share your content also in written format like writing on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of the likes. So even this time that we are is telling us that the need for visibility is increasing. If you want to get noticed very fast, if you want to get noticed at all, you have to embrace content creation. Why? Because everyone is at home now, and it should be very, 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 very hard for you to position yourself at a market and expect people to come and patronize you. They're like, you want the whole world to know that you are there. If you do not make use of the internet, or you do not make use of content and that is well positioned, it might backfire because you might not achieve the result while you're creating the content. So for visibility's sake, people create content. Look at those Instagram skits that you're reading. These people are creating content. You are laughing, you know them. Their followership is growing daily. Why? Because they are able to produce content. They are able to produce content. So it is important that you know that one of the reasons why you're creating content is for visibility. That means it will guide you when you're posting every day. A lot of you just come online, maybe you don't know how to post, and those posts inspire you. Just post anything. You are hurting yourself. If you don't know why you're posting or writing or making videos, that means you are hurting yourself. You are really, really hurting yourself, because everything you do falls back on your brand. Everything you do falls back on your brand. Then the next reason why we create content is for consistency. It's for consistency. Now, regardless of the fact that Coca-Cola, they are making money, they still make adverts. They are creating content. Look at Airtel. Airtel will tell you, okay, we made one video last year and it went viral. Everybody loved it. They keep coming up with new inventions. They keep coming up with something better that your eyes can see. It shows consistency. And once you are able to be consistent with your content, it means you are able to build the KLT factor. What is the KLT factor here? The KLT factor is the know, like, and trust factor. Is the know, like, and trust factor. So if you're able to exercise consistency with the content you create, it exposes you to a world of trust. People want to do business with you. Remember, anything you do online rises and falls on your brand, either your business brand or your personal brand. You decide that. Then another reason why you create content is for connection. Now, I don't know, for those of you listening to me, I'll be very, very glad if you can just try as much as possible to type everything I say so that other people that are having issues with their network can benefit from what I'm saying. So just try as much as possible to type it out and put it there, so anyone coming in or anyone that is having issue with the network can simply post there, can simply go through the notes and catch up with us. All right, so I'm talking about connection. Now listen to this. If you read my story or my profile, one thing that it does to most people that actually come across it is it creates a bond instantly between us. Now, when I start a content, either in story form, and I start to tell you, I was once like you, you ask me how. I smoke, I do this, I do that. By the time I keep listing all of these things, you feel like, okay, I'm also doing this thing. But if I can turn out better, it simply means I'm giving you a message of hope that you can also become better. So that means I'm creating a connection between us. Many of you here, I do not know you. Many. And probably I may not come across you. But the fact that I'm creating content here and I'm saying something that both affects you and affects me, it simply means we are already forming a bond. So you've seen my picture, you've seen my name, you've heard me speak. So definitely, if you come across any of these attributes or qualities of mine anywhere, you will be quick to say, no, I know this person. Why do you feel when you see a certain actress or actor, you're always excited? Why? Because they have already made their content to create the bond between both of you. So when you see a celebrity is not asking you a question like, do you know me? Because his content has gone before him. His content is his message. His content is his unique proposition system. His message, his content has gone to sell him ahead of time. So when you see him, both of you are par and you both can flow well. Another reason why you see some influential brand and you are not able to connect, you ask them, they tell you, okay, I'm a thought leader, I'm a this, I'm a that, and you are not able to connect with them. It's because you've not had a connection with them via their content. You've not come across their content before. A lot of people that I'm connected with or that I know today or that knows me today is simply because of my content. If not for my content, I don't think Mr. David would ever want to invite me here. There are billions of people on Facebook. There are millions of people on WhatsApp, a lot of them that he can invite. But the fact that I rise to share my content in a way that appeals to my particular audience, he invited me here. So your content is a great tool for connection. That is why Airtel can never stop advertising. That is why MTN can never stop. That is why Indomie can never stop. Because they still want to create that connection between the both of you. Are we together? Amazing. You welcome here, Mr. Sadiq Afuye. Another reason why you create content is basically for sales and profit. And in this regard, a lot of people make the mistake. For example, you have a book, or you have a product rather to sell, or your service. You come online, you say, come and buy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm selling this, I'm selling that. You're fucking up big time. And another mistake a lot of content creators make is this. When they are writing to sell, in their write-up or in their video or in their audio for selling, what you are going to find there will only be content that are meant for visibility. And at the end of the post, you now get to hear them saying, Okay, if we have interest in this particular product, so and buy, come and buy. Let me explain it better so you can get it. Let's say you're reading a post now, and the person is telling you about himself, about his business, about what he's doing and everything, and how he has failed in this and how he has succeeded in this and that, blah 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 blah. He's telling you all of that. Then it comes to the end of the post and tells you, I have a product in so and so, come and buy. That means two effects has come over there. You are writing to be visible so that people can get to know you. And at that point, you are trying to convert someone that do not know you to become someone that knows you and someone that can buy from you. That means you don't have to confuse the audience. A level of trust needs to be built. When we get there, we'll talk about that better. But just understand that another reason why people create content is for sales and profit. When Airtel shows you their adverts, they are not telling you come and buy anything. No. But after their adverts, you already understand that, okay, I need to buy this data plan. When Coca-Cola does the same thing, okay, I need to stop drinking Pepsi, I need to go for Coca-Cola. When Heineken do theirs, I need to stop taking Gouda, I need to go for Heineken, They give you choices. And from their choices, you get to know what to do. Then, I think maybe I'll be stopping at this content. The last reason for you creating content is for communication. And that's the basic thing. You communicate, you pass a message, you inform, you inspire, you educate your audience. That's the reason why you're passing content or why you're creating content in the first place. Before you jump on what's on your mind, you have to be sure that, okay, what do I want to do today? I'm trying to communicate. Now, what is the communication that I want to pass? Am I trying to persuade? Am I trying to inform? Or I am trying basically to sell? You have to be clear on this. You have to be clear on this very, very well. Okay, now let's talk about the major questions that content creators ask. The major questions that content creators ask, and that is, 1, what content do I create? What content do I create? And when you ask this question, it's important that every content creator asks this question. What content do I create? Before you jump online and come up to write, you must be sure of what you want to write. You must be sure of the video that you are trying to show online. You must be sure before you go live on your video or your audio. And most content creators that ask this question are those that get the result. How do you know the kind of content to create? Number 1, you know the kind of content to create via the offers that you have. What are you trying to offer to your audience? Are you trying to offer hope for them? Are you trying to offer to offer your products to them? Are you trying to just inform them that they need to take care of this? Are you trying to just teach them? You have to understand. So your offering is one of the detectors of knowing what content to create. Your offering. Number 2, who are you creating the content for? Now, I always advise content creators, and being one, I ensure that when I am creating content, I only write with one person in mind. I don't write as if I'm talking to a group of people. I write as if I'm talking to one person. So by the time I know I'm talking to one person, the kind of words I will use will be directed at that person. The kind of tone I will use will be directed at that person. The kind of tenses I will use will also be directed at that person. So there won't be anything missing. That means anybody coming across that post and has such qualities and characteristics, the person would know that I've done my homework in understanding him or her. I've seen a content that made someone that doesn't smoke to become a chronic smoker. Why? Because the content describes him or her well and tells him that even if you are all of this and you still smoke, you can become better. So the content has sent a message. The content has communicated. The second reason that should propel or should inform me about what content to create is, who are you writing for? Who are you writing for? Now that is under what content do I create. Then number 2 questions that most content creators ask is, what platforms do I use? What platforms do I use? You have to understand that there are several platforms. And you have to know the use of each of them. If you are into any business that is maybe that has to do with visuals, and you must take pictures, you must take this and that, show yourself, all of that. That means you need to spend more time on Instagram, because that is where the world is for that market. Then if you are into a world of snippet where you just create short posts and you want it to go viral, just want to inform people, you make use of Twitter. And if you are into a platform that all your content is geared towards promoting your personal brand and what you do, then you need to try out LinkedIn and Facebook. Understand each platform and what they work for. Understand each platform and what they work for. So that is the second reason, or the second question rather, what that content creators ask. So let's move to the major tools that you need as a content creator. The major tools that you need as a content creator. Now in this, I separated them into some parts. The tools that you need, so that you can be able to get them. Let me just call them the soft and hard tools. And when I use the word hard, I'm not saying it is hard per se. And when I use the word soft, I'm talking about your emotions. That is, for you to create content, it is emotional. It has to come from the emotions. And that is why when you are angry, you create a certain content that shows that you are angry. When you're sad, you create a content that shows that you're sad. So content is one way, or is another detector of mood. So let's talk. What are the tools you need? Like I said, soft and hard. Now for the soft tools, you need patience. And that's the first thing. You need patience. And patience in the sense that it is not every time that your goal for creating a content will be achieved. Now, it is not every time. Sometimes you create a post, or you create content that this content I want you to sell, I want you to do this, but instead you only see a lot of I'm interested. And by the time you want to convert those I'm interested to your buyers, it becomes a problem, because they will end up not buying at all. So you need patience. When you are patient enough, you will understand that, okay, I need to keep doing this thing. Okay, I need to stop doing this thing. Okay, I need to do less of this. By the time you are patient enough, you understand what works and what doesn't work. That is why, as a content creator, you need to keep creating diverse content. Now, you must not be rigid. And being rigid means every day you write. Fine, everybody will know you that you are a writer, you write well, fine. But most of your audience that you actually sent to, they are not feeling it. Most of them hate reading. They love it when they see your face. They love it when they hear your voice. They love it. So you have to understand, you have to try different ways. Let's say today you write, and by the time you wrote that piece, you discovered that the engagement is very low. Tomorrow on that same topic, do video. Look at the reaction. Check the number of views. Then the third day, do audio. Look at the engagement. Now look at the reactions of people on these formats. The one you get the highest engagement, that is what you should primarily settle on. Why you do others once in a while? You do others once in a while. Let me tell you the funniest truth here. For Facebook, you can get your YouTube here. For Facebook, you can get your podcast here. For Facebook, you can get your blog here. So it means Facebook is an experimentation platform where you experiment how people will be watching your YouTube. You experiment how people will be listening to your podcast, and you experiment how people will be reading your blog. Yeah, that is Facebook for you. So Facebook you can easily detect, because let me tell you another thing. If people do not like you from Facebook, there is no way you can invite them to your YouTube. So it is what you are doing on Facebook that will determine if they can follow you to another platform, unless they come across you via the Google search, the search engines that we have. So patience is important. Be patient. Be patient. Number 2 soft skills that you need is feedback. You need to love feedback. And feedback means don't just write and go and sleep. Don't just do videos and go and sleep. Okay, what is this? Why are people commenting this kind of things? What is the feedback that I'm getting from these things? You have to get feedback from your algorithm. You have to get feedback from the content you create, from your audience. Ask questions, create surveys. That's another tool. It is a tool because not many people see feedback as a tool for growth, because to some people, feedback to them is just like a death sentence. They say, I don't want feedback. I don't want people to start saying, I'm not doing well. You are doing yourself if that is the way you think. You are doing yourself if that is the way you think. So feedback is another great tool. Then another great tool that you need, this one here is very necessary. It is sanity. You need to be sane online if you are creating content, because there are some people that they are going to frustrate your destiny. They are going to frustrate your life to the extent that you will be wondering why you even wrote that post. Have you thought about sometimes that you write a post and because of somebody's comment you delete the post? Have you noticed that? It's because you have not achieved that position or that level of sanity that you can clear your head and say, no, this is what I'm going for. You cannot stop me from creating this content. I know what is there. See, not everybody that argues or disagrees with your post is your audience. When you see people arguing on your post, it doesn't mean because they are your audience. Some of them are just there. Some of them just want to create chaos. So by the time you understand, okay, this person is not my audience, I'm not talking to you. Let the people I'm talking to, let them get benefit from this. That reminds me of a story. There was one time that I wrote a story, and I'm going to share the story here now. And the story went thus. I spoke of a pastor. The pastor, basically, God told this pastor that, hello, pastor, for in your lifetime, the covenant I'm making with you is this. I will ensure that I make provisions for you financially and likewise. Now, when God told this pastor that do not try opening a bank account or whatever. Any money you need at all, just go to your suit, open it, say the amount, I will put it there. This is a true life story. Now, when I shared the story on Facebook, I then continued. I said, so every time that this man of God is always going there, you will meet money. So if you go to this man of God and say, sir, I need 5 million naira. If you tell you I'm coming, when he gets there and mention 5 million naira, the money will come. The money will come. So this thing went on and on for years. Now one day, this pastor was preaching. As he was preaching, He now shout, he was screaming that, look at you people do not have faith in God. Ensure you have faith in God. For me, look at me now, for example, I don't go to the bank. Any money I need at all, I just go to the back of my suit and I get it, any money. And the following day, he needed just 5,000 naira. Just 5,000 naira. He went to the suit. Guess what? He made nothing. Look at somebody that when he needs 5 million naira, he will go there, he will get it. Now the same person needs 5,000 naira, he could not get it. What do you think happened there? I now explained to them that there are some secrets that is between us and God. And until we are able to keep it, that okay, this is not to be shared. It's not to be exposed publicly for people to see you or to praise you or to see you like one immortal being. So you have to keep them to yourself. I shared it online. Guess what? They came after me. They said it's a lie. He said this. He said that. You are saying lie. Yo, you know, he die. Ooh. Saying all sort of things. The one that I didn't even respond to anybody that is in that line of argument. If I see that your comment is stupid or rubbish and is aiming for defamation, I'll simply press delete. After all, it's my page. I press delete. Only one person among them have sense and say, okay, sir, are you telling us that we shouldn't expose our strategies and secrets? And I said, if that is what it means to you, yes. No matter how KFC becomes a friend to Chicken Republic, they can never share their trade secrets. Please note that. If you can write it, I will even be glad. No matter how KFC become a friend with Chicken Republic, they can never exchange their trade secret, because that is their selling point. So imagine a top member of KFC going up online and start shouting, or in a conference and say, what kind of result that we want, you have to do this, you have to do that. Let me even take your mind back to this. If you buy any product, maybe edible product, go and check the ingredients. They will tell you we use water, we use this, we use that. You too get the same ingredients, mix them together. Will you achieve the same results? That is telling you they are keeping something. Then I also took him back to Samson and Delilah. Look at that, is even a perfect example. I said Samson exposed himself. And what happened? Delilah penetrated. His source of power was a mystery to many, but a secret between him and God. Well, yeah, he's exposing his secret to someone, a stranger, and you know the story. You know the end of his life. Now, thank you, Boluwaji. So, it's telling you that there are some things that need to be kept. Now, why all of them were coming after me, shouting, I have felt that nudge that, let me bring down this post. But I said, no, I'm not writing for these people. I'm writing for some set of people that their life has been jeopardized because they cannot keep their mouth closed. I'm writing for people that their life has been in a mess because they've exposed their trade secret or their life secret to people. Guess what? I didn't know somebody read that same post and never commented. After I think many months later, someone just called me. Hello, sir. I said, hello. Please, I don't know this person. No. He introduced himself and said to me that one post that I made changed his life dramatically. One post. I said, what post was that? He now dated my man back to that. I said, have you forgotten that I wrote something like that? He said, before, when he wants to execute a plan, he has to tell somebody, tell this person, tell that one. And at the long run, he will discover that the plan did not work out again. So what was the cause of the problem? He now decided to try what I told him. Anything he wants to do, he keep it to himself. Go ahead and execute it. By the time the thing is getting like 80% done, he start telling people. He knows you cannot withdraw it again. So that way, he was getting good results and making great successes. Guess what? this same person sent me 10,000 naira that same night, ordinarily for a single content that I created. So you have to be very, very sane online. If not, they're going to push you to that point where you will regret. You look at Twitter, create one post, they will come after you. So if you are not sane, you won't know what post to leave and what post to delete. You won't know the kind of video to leave and what video to delete. I created a video sometime where I was dancing. Somebody called me and said I should delete that post, Joe, that I was not doing blah blah blah. I said, okay, no problem. Thank you for your comment. The video is still there. And I see another set of people that came to me and said, hey, seeing your video has made me free. Because the way some people see some of us, like we are not human. They say, this person, some people will be thinking you don't cheat, like they cheat. But no, we are humans. We are humans. So I don't see any reason for me not to show that I'm dancing. If you can be watching skits where they are dancing, then what stop me? After all, we are humans, and everything we do revolves around your brand. The rise and fall of your brand. You get? The rise and fall of your brand. So we're talking about the soft skills. Soft skills. Then the next skill that you need to have is persuasion. You must learn to persuade. Your content must be able to change somebody's thoughts. Your content must be able to make somebody think straight. Your content must be able to disrupt a system. Your content must be able to make somebody take a U-turn and say, no, I'm not going this way because of this thing I've read. Your content must be solid. It must be persuasive enough. It must be compelling enough. People must take action via your content. People should be glad that no. I listen to this content and I am wowed. You get? So you must ensure that you are compelling enough. That is why you need to go and learn copywriting. With copywriting, you'll be able to write compelling content, create compelling videos that people want. And for you to be compelling or persuasive enough, you need to understand the psychology of human being. You need to understand how people think, understand how your customer think. You need to understand that. So that is another soft skill that you need, persuasion. Then the last I'll be mentioning, there are a lot of them. So the last I'll be mentioning here is part of the skills, the soft skills you need for you to excel well as a content creator is doggedness, not giving up. You are persistent. You don't know this thing, go and make the research. Because our work is about research, our work is about reading, our work is about knowing more. So you cannot exist on what you know. If what you know today is, or the entirety of everything you know today is as a result of the last seminar you went to, you need to upgrade. You need to upgrade. Pick up books, read, explore, make research. That is how you can win. So I'll be stopping on those soft skills. Now the soft tools. Then the hard tools that you need as a content creator. Number one, you need a phone. You need a phone. It's very important. And when I say phone, as content creators, it's important that you get an iPhone. And if you can't get that, you can make do with your Android. You can do a whole lot of things. Millions of things on Android. Millions of things on Android. Write. Keep writing. Keep making videos. I'm making this with my phone. I'm teaching this class with my phone. So you can also do the same thing for yourself. You can do. Then number two is internet connection. Very important. Internet connection. You cannot cheat it. You cannot boycott it. You cannot fly over it. You cannot do any magu-magu about it. If you don't have data, you don't have data. Facebook is only free. Is WhatsApp free? Have you ever heard use WhatsApp free mode? No. So if you want to keep going and do well, have internet connection. Then number 3 is for you that want to go advanced, have a laptop. Yeah, have a laptop. It's very, very important. Have a laptop. Have a laptop. So these art tools here, they are not hard per se, like I told you. I just use that word for them. So the art tools, they are the phones, the internet data, the laptop. So once you have all of these things, how to create content is what you should start thinking of. How to create content. Number 1, use storytelling. People have connected with me today majorly because of my stories. When I tell story, if you read my story very well, I think they didn't even publish the full profile. If you read everything, there's no way at some point you want to be crying for me. Only you now pass through this thing. But by the time you get to the end, so for this guy to get to this level, that means I can also get there. So use stories. You can use stories to drive your customers or your audience from their CR to DR. What is the meaning of CR and DR? CR is the current reality, while DR is the desired reality. So they are in one phase already and they need to get to another phase. And you here, you are the expert. You want to communicate, and one way you want to communicate is via written content. So one way you can use that written content to persuade them or to inform them or to charge them to move from their current reality to that desired reality is when you use stories. Not all stories are true. In fact, everybody here, we have lied. So if you say you have not lied before, you are lying already that you have never lied. It starts from when we were in secondary school or even in primary school. They say, write a letter to your brother in US telling him that you have not paid your school fees. Wait, more talk truth. You get any brother for US? You don't get, but they will tell us that we should assume that you. And also after every third term holiday, they will tell you, you come to the front of the class and narrate how you spent your holiday. And most of us, we didn't go anywhere, we did not travel anywhere. We will lie that I went to Abuja, I was seeing cow, I was seeing dog, I was seeing crocodile, a human being, they are hugging, I was seeing this and that. We'll be lying just to give a good presentation. So all stories necessarily, they can be fiction or they can be non-fiction. They can be true and they can be false, but it must be real. It must be real. Like, no, they should believe it. They should believe it. They should believe it. That is one way to create content. The number 2 to create content is via facts and figures. Facts and figures. When you give fact that, okay, in 1994, 74 scientists were the first set of people to discover the vaccine for coronavirus. They say, they will draw their chair. They want to listen to you more. You get? So the creation of your content should come from facts. Also, if you want to get your audience to take an action, you can create facts, like go to history. Look at the history, what has happened in history. That, okay, in 1994, a serious case occurred. It was a case of a man who had cancer. Now, that same year, so thing happened. This, giving them facts, giving them figures. And at the end of the day, you just want to tell anybody that has cancer that don't give up. You can do better. Yes. So with your facts and your figures, you can create super content. Then another thing is your personal life. your personal life. As a personal brand, there must be a message you are pushing to the world that you want them to hear. And if you're not pushing a message, the brand message, that's your business message, there's something you are selling with your business. So you have to understand why. You have to be sure what is the brand message. Then you tell the story of the brand. Tell your own story. How did you move from here to that place? What happened? Come. How? Yesterday you beg for food. How come today now you dey feed 10 people? There is something that you've done that they want to know. So you share your personal life stories. Then other ways of creating content. Remember, you have content in videos, you have audio content, and you have written content. So another way by which you can create content is using infographics. Infographics means information using graphical tools. That's where you see they will draw a graph and tell you, okay, this is this, this is that. With that alone, you can flesh out a lot of content. That's another one. Then you can also use your quotes. You know, in one quote, there is a lot embedded in it. Imagine me telling you that you can use quotes, idioms, or proverbs. When I say once bitten, twice shy, or if you acquire to the fire, you know those your motivational talk now. Those quotes, when you write them, break them down, give an illustration to back up that quote. That way, you've passed a message to your audience. Then you can also use OPS. That is other people's story. That's another way to create content for your brand and businesses. So I think I would like to stop here and take questions. So far we have discussed what is content creation, and I told you it's a means of disseminating your message in video, audio, or written format, basically. And I told you that we have some kinds of content. I told you what they are, and I've still mentioned that now. And I told you why you need to create content. I explained to you create content for visibility, for consistency, for connection, for sales and profit, for communication. Then I also talked to you about the major questions that most content creators ask, and that is, what content do I create? What platforms do I use? And the likes. Then we spoke about the tools that the content creators need. That's, we broke them into soft and hard tools. For the soft tools, I mentioned patience, feedback, doggedness, sanity, like that. Then for the hard tools, I mentioned phone, internet data, laptop, and also how to create content. I said you can use your stories, you can use facts and figures, you can use OPS, other people's story, you can use your personal brand story, and the likes. All right, so thank you for having me, Mr. David, and everyone that joined. I may not be able to mention all your name, but everybody that has placed a comment here, I will be mentioning your name. Thank you, Luis. Thank you, Chinenye, Boluwaji, Blessing, Okpeyemi, Ola Oshibikan, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining me. Mr. David himself, thank you for joining me. Mr. Sadiq, thank you for joining me. Frederica, thank you for joining me. Nicole, thank you for joining. Felix, thank you for joining. Temi Tokpe, thank you for joining. Asen, thank you for joining. Unko, thank you for joining. Helen, thank you for joining. Esther, I appreciate you. Akambi, God bless you. Favor, Eniola, God bless every one of you for joining me. I really appreciate you. So feel free to drop your questions, and I will attend to all of them. Yes, I'm waiting for your question. I appreciate you too, ACN. Thank you, Temi Tokpe. Thank you, Chineye. Thank you, Blessing. Glad you got value. And please, if I'll be glad if you can tell me what you learned in this particular webinar. You can send me a direct message, and I will try as much as possible. I have a gift that I'm going to give for everybody. It's one of my books. So just send me a message if you really need the gift. If you need a gift, please type it there. Buluwaji and Luis. Type it there that for anyone that needs the gift, I will be sending it. Just send me a direct message and I'll share the gift with you. It's one of my books that I've written. It's one of my books. So if you need it, just send me a message. Okay, go ahead, Luis. Ask your question. Ask your question. I'm waiting for your question, Luis. Okay, so what happens when the content type you choose stop being the best? The thing is, remember I told you that as a content creator, you must be flexible, don't be rigid. And you must understand that taste sometimes differs. Taste differs. The same way sugar tastes in your mouth is not the same way it tastes on that person's tongue. So once you see that your content type is not being the best, you just have to switch and change the drive. Change the message can still be the same, but change the method of delivery. Change the method of delivery. So let's say you are always writing before and people are always appreciating you, but all of a sudden everything just goes down. Ask yourself why. Why is it that people are not appreciating? Remember I told you about patience. So once you understand why and you discover that the major reason people are not appreciating it again is because you didn't appreciate that content again, you can simply use another media like audios or videos. You can use any of those media and you still achieve the same result that you want for yourself. I hope I've answered that, Chinonye. Okay, for Luis, if you have a personal story to share in your content but it's quite complicated, how do you go about it knowing fully where it can be of help to many out there? The thing is, you have to change the identification. There are some stories that I've told. The stories are mine, but I will not tell that it's mine. We say I can just use a name and say, okay, James wants this. I'll be just sharing it that way, using another person's name, saying the story as if it is not mine, as if it's fiction, as if it was not real. I share the story that way. So by the time people go through it, in fact, when you share your story, you get healed too from that medium. You get healed. So that way, you can even get a lot of positive feedback that are going to get you healed too, being that the story is complicated. You get. So just change the identification. Change the identification. I hope I've answered it, Luis. Then, sir, Blessing is saying, sir, in content creation, at one point, should one start creating content? Because I just noticed that I have been creating content which I never knew I was doing. Okay? At one point, should one start? At any point that you know you have clarity. And when I say clarity, okay, I know what I want. That is one. That you know what you want. You know the result you want to achieve. You know who you are writing for. When all of these things are clear, you can begin to create content. And mind you, you cannot get clarity all at once. At all. You can't. So once it happens that you don't have all the clarity in the word that you deserve, you can switch to other mode. Start talking about yourself, the part of you that can inspire others. Start sharing about it. As you go, you'll be able to find your feet. The more you keep sharing this, you find your feet, you find where you belong, you find those you actually sent to, and you keep growing there, day in, day out. That is just a simple logic. So there's no better time than now. There's no better time. I remember it's not every time you write, you can just switch to videos or audios and still become your best self. So that's just, I hope I've answered that. Okay, glad you did, Chinenye and Luis. I'm still waiting for your questions. Okay. This is 8 minutes past 8. Okay. Are all stories of your life worth sharing? Please, no. A big no. A big no. A big no. Now, one of my work that I do as a ghostwriter is this. I help people write their stories and write it in a book format, or if you don't know how to write or you don't have the time to write, I can help you do that. So I meet with a lot of, you could remember the time where Busola Dakolo shared the story of how she was raped with Pastor Reverend Biodun Fatoyinbo. That period, a lot of people came inbox to me that, okay, now I have similar experience. I want to share my own story too. Blah blah. I say, oh God, calm down. The thing is, before you share a story, especially stories of pain, understand that you are healed first. If you are not healed of that story, it will cause you more pain. There was one book that this lady wrote, Toke Makinwa. If you read that book, you understand that this book is filled of something that is still happening to her. That is, she has not transformed yet. There is no transformational story there, and she's sharing it. So it will cause you a lot of pain. The only stories you should share are stories that there is a psychological permission from you. You know the story can help. Even if the story can help other people, and you are not finding it very okay with yourself, please keep it. I have a sister. I was even telling her that, okay, you can share your life story, the way you impact people. People do not know about this situation of yours, but try and share it. But the day she explained to me why she can't share it, I understood, okay. Just keep this. Do not say it out, or at least not now. You can share your stories, but not all. We all have our personal struggles, so that you don't shoot yourself in the leg. Because even if you share your pain, let me tell you, you will have a lot of likes. In fact, you may have 1 million shares, but by the time you have that, someone somewhere is keeping that information. By the time you are running for an office later in the future, they are going to bring out that file and say, is this not you? Were you not the one that said this? Don't always think of long term before you write anything online. Before you share your story, always think of long term. The fact that you steal before and you are now converted, before you share that kind of story, be careful. Calm down, because later in the future, if you are running for the post of an accountant, they will say, somebody that wants steal, that has once been a thief, they will say, once a thief is always a thief. You may have forgotten, but these people that you and I do not know, they will never forget. So they will still keep it in their record, waiting for you to run for an office before they hunt you with this. So not all stories of your life are worth sharing. And if you want to share it, like I answered for Luis, you can simply change the identification, change the person in the story. So I believe I've answered. Let me know if I've answered your question, Chinenye. Okay, I think one more question and I will end this. Just one more question. One more question. Okay, great. Exactly. Those are the stories that you share. Everybody have their past, but if you want to do commando to come and share your own, people will give you likes. So, but the same people that told Jesus, "We hail you," were the same people that were shouting, "Crucify him, crucify him." So just know that. Know that. Okay, so if you need the gift, it's one of my books. Just send me a message, a private message, and I'm going to respond to you. Just tell me where you're coming from. And also, I will appreciate this. Maybe tonight or tomorrow morning or any time, please, you can just go to my page and write out what you've learned from this class, the turning point for you, the highlights that you've gotten from this class. Write it on Facebook and tag me to it. If I'm not your friend on Facebook yet, because I've almost clocked 5,000 and I deleted some people, just mention my name, then tell me that you've posted something about me in my inbox. I'm going to definitely share it on my page, please. I really need that. I need your feedback. I need your testimonies. Your testimonials you get. Just write them, please. Write them, share them on your page, and tag me to it. And I'm going to share them too. God bless you. Okay, so I'll be signing out now till I come your way. I still remain Akolade Oluwatoba. They call me the Good Doctor because I help you achieve your goals. And they also call me the book surgeon because basically I'm the one best ghostwriter and publisher you should have called, and the last you will ever need when it comes to your book. God bless you. Stay blessed.